Hello, beautiful souls. I trust you're all doing super well today. I'm Alice. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just experienced this overwhelming urge to record a video about gratitude. I think it's quite easy for us to get wrapped up in the vicissitudes of life, and we forget to be grateful for the things that we have and the experiences that we have. And expressing these gratitudes are fundamental to our happiness. Life is a series of peaks and troughs, I found. Even if your life is going exactly how you want it to, you still experience these troughs and almost downturns in energy for no apparent reason. I think that's just the rhythm of life and energy. We have these beautiful moments followed by perhaps some very deep, thoughtful moments where we think about the past, things that are no longer happening to us, things that we are no longer experiencing, or perhaps we experience a letdown or a disappointment, and that can kind of snowball into other things. And usually those other things are thinking about the past, the last time that something didn't work out and how we felt about it. We relive it, don't we, in those moments? And I think it's pretty important to find a way to express gratitude when we're having those moments, because it brings us back into the present and it helps us to see what we do have rather than what we're lacking, or what we expected to have that we don't have or might not have. Gratitudes is something that I learned a number of years ago when I was going through a very dark time in my life. And I realized that by focusing on the things that I do have, it takes my mind off of the things that I don't have, or the things that I thought that I was going to have. It took my mind off of those disappointments, traumas, negativities, and I found that it was a great way just to refocus and realign myself. And it's something that I taught myself through my own hardships. And I've talked about this previously, that I discovered that by going outside, it took me out of my four walls. Even if my four walls are very pleasant, it takes you out of your normality and it takes you out of your box. And going outside and being in nature and breathing in that fresh air and being around trees or water, nature, it just hits a reset button that you cannot get through any other means. And then when you're outside and you're in this natural space, just picking out a few things that you're grateful for and saying it out loud. Make it real. I'm grateful for X. I'm grateful for Y. I'm grateful for Z. And something that I noticed when I first started this exercise, I now do it daily, but when I first started out, I really struggled to find things that I was grateful for. And it's because I was just feeling so negative. My base level of existence was just, sub-zero negativity. So it was really hard for me to find things that I was grateful for. So I started with really basic stuff. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I can go in the kitchen and open the cupboard when I'm hungry and there's food in there. I'm grateful that I have some clothes to wear. I'm grateful that I'm not having to be naked and cold and exposed to the elements. I'm grateful that I have some form of clothing to wear, even if it's not clothing that I necessarily like or want, or it's old and it's got holes in it. It doesn't matter. I'm still grateful that I have something to cover my body with. I was really focusing on the absolute basics. I'm grateful that my physical bodily needs are met. I have somewhere safe to sleep. It might not be comfortable. At the time, I was sleeping on the floor. It wasn't comfortable, but it was within four walls. I had a roof over my head. It was dry. It was safe. And I would just repeat these same ones every day. And the reason I was repeating the same ones every day was because I, at the time, couldn't think of any more to add to my list. It was, I'm grateful for clothes, I'm grateful for food, I'm grateful I have somewhere safe to sleep. And over a period of time, quite a short period of time, maybe a week or two, I found that I was able to add a few other things to the list. I'm grateful that I get to be outside in nature right now. I'm grateful that I have this space that I can walk around in right outside of where I reside. I'm grateful that I have the ability to smell this fresh air that smells so good. I'm grateful that my body works. And at the time, I was not grateful that I had woken up that day. And that was the same for a lot of my days back then. But after a while of expressing those very simple, basic gratitudes, I found myself saying and genuinely meaning it, I'm grateful that I woke up today so that I could come out here and so that I could express my gratitudes. As I went on practicing this every single day, I found that I started to be grateful for more things in my life. And I was also noticing things that I could be grateful for that I wasn't previously. Not necessarily that I wasn't grateful for them, but I hadn't noticed them. Really little things that actually count for a lot when it comes to your everyday experience. You know, grateful for a particular item of clothing because it's really soft and feels good against your skin, brings you a sense of comfort and warmth. And experiences, grateful for certain experiences throughout the day. I found myself sort of casting my mind back to the previous couple of days, and maybe something fun had happened, or I had been presented with an opportunity that I'd taken, small one. I've got a scratch card. Do you want to scratch it off for me? And then I won £1. You know, it's small triumphs, but it was enough for me to include it into my manifestation exercise first thing in the day. And it just set me up right for the day as well. And I found that even now that my baseline of existence is no longer sub-zero, it is now, you know, the benchmark is quite high. I've manifested a beautiful life for myself, and I'm not done by any means. I'm still working towards things that I want, but my baseline has, you know, leveled up, as you would expect it to when you continue to put energy into these positive things. I still have my down days. The last couple of days for me has been a bit of a downturn few days, and there's no real reason for it. There's nothing that's triggered it. It's just the natural flow of things. And I always find myself, even though I still express my gratitudes every single day, even though now I'm not doing it because of depression and anxiety and trauma, which is the reason I started. Now I'm doing it out of habit, just healthy, positive habit. I found something that worked really well to help to ground me in the moment and to help me to be grateful for the things that I have. I find myself kind of falling back on expressing more gratitude throughout my day rather than just at the beginning of my day, which is the healthy habit that I've now formed. If I find myself, maybe ego is getting a bit noisy and the intrusive thoughts have kicked in a little, I'm feeling badly about things that are no longer happening, things in the past, I do find that just sitting just for a few moments and just looking around, looking at the things that I've built, the things I've manifested, the things that I have built, the things that I have manifested, and expressing gratitude for them really helps. It really turns that negativity on its head because it diverts my focus from it. And even though psychologically I'm completely aware of what it is I'm doing, it's a very positive distraction technique, right? But it's also a method of hitting the reset button. Expressing gratitude has so many positive repercussions, and so I don't normally record at this time of the day, but I just had this thought process and I just really wanted to share it with you because I thought that perhaps you might find it useful. So I'll leave you with that. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember that you are important and you are loved, and I will see you in the next one.